Hey, I know this walk ain't popular, but I follow where your light goes. I know it's you, nothing impossible. Connected to my armor, bro, shining like a light bulb.
RUMAMUYAHUAH, BARAK Yahuwah, who is YAHUSHA, Yah. Shabbat Shalom, beloved family, all esteemed Abba Yahuwah. BARAK Yahuwah, thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba Yahuwah. RUMAMUYAHUAH, thank you, Abba Yahuwah, for another Shabbat, another Shabbat day. This is the day that Yah has made. We will rejoice and be glad in this day. RUMAMUYAHUAH. RUMAMUYAHUAH. RUMAMU means the highest exaltation, which is given or added unto Yahuwah. So RUMAMU is our form of exaltation. It's a praise word given unto Yahuwah. RUMAMUYAHUAH. Barak Yahuwah. So special welcome again. Special welcome to all the Kadashims of Yahuwah, all the chosen people of Yahuwah, all the remnants, all those who are doing Yahuwah's will. Special greetings and welcome to you all, and to those who are seeking to be righteous, who are seeking to live righteously for the Creator, who are seeking to change their lives, to live better, to have that reward of eternal life in the Most High Yahuwah. Welcome, welcome to you as well, to everyone in Yahuwah. Barak Yahuwah. This is your beloved brother, Watchman Azar Yahu. Halatuh. And today we'll be touching on a topic that's really needed as well in these times. I've touched on a topic similar to this, where I've looked at understanding the role of a woman in Yahuwah. So if you have not watched that, please go back to the descriptions, and I'll drop the link there so you can find it for Yahuwah, so you can go and watch it, especially for our females out there, those in the truth and those outside of the truth. If you want to understand how to operate, or what is your role in Yahuwah, what is your role here on earth, why was I created? You can go back and watch that video and understand a lot more, because the problem is with today's society, we have been westernized. We have been manipulated. We have been brainwashed. We have been controlled unknowingly by the deceptions of this world, by the elites, by the forces of darkness, the principalities, and most of all by our one main enemy, Hashatan. He has caused a lot of confusion, a lot of division, a lot of deception, a lot of manipulation. And for that reason, we have been led astray from Yahuwah. We have given in to these deceptions and these unclean spirits that have pulled us away from Yahuwah. And our ancestors, when they said to Samuel, hey, we want to be like those nations. We want a king that we can see. That was the day they rejected Yahuwah. And there's so much times in scriptures where you will see our ancestors, the people of this earth, reject the Creator. I mean, they reject the one who made them. Thus as all the messengers, Hashatan, the first person to reject Yahuwah, Hashatan, and then the other angels that went with him, then the watchers after. Yahuwah's creation, not all, but as you can see, some of his creation has rejected it. Some of his creation has rejected him, and because of that, we're in this place today. We are where we are today. That's why the system is so broken. That's why this world is so broken, because we have rejected the one who made us. We want to do things our way, and we want to do things the devil's way, because this is what we don't understand. By doing it my way or your way or their way is doing it the devil's way, Hashatan's way, the adversary's way, Lucifer's way. That's what we don't understand. It's his way we're doing things. If we don't do it the Most High's way, then it's his way we're doing it. There's only two paths. There's only two sides. Which one will you choose? Two paths on this road. As the beloved Ahuti Britya said, two paths on this road. What are you going to do? Yahuwah is giving us these chances. What are you going to choose? Which are you going to choose? Two masters, Yahuwah and Hashatan. We can't serve both at the same time. It's not possible. You may like to try to find ways to say yes, we can by saying, well, I'm a servant of the President of the United States or the President of England, Canada, Europe, wherever. And at the same time, I still serve another president or another prime minister or another king or whatever the case may be. Yeah, the thing is, they are all of the same kingdom. That's the thing. They are all a part of the same kingdom. So yes, you can easily serve these presidents and these prime ministers and these kings because they all serve one king, Hashatan. But if you should try to serve a king that is opposite to them, what they do, what they believe, then that's where you're going to have a conflict. Because the things that Hashatan promotes are against the things that Yahuwah instructed us to do. So one king is going to tell you to go up, another king is going to tell you to go down. That's why it's impossible to serve Yahuwah and the things of the world, these kings and the enemy at the same time. You can't serve Yahuwah and the devil at the same time. You can't serve Mammon and Yahuwah at the same time. You will love one and hate the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. And that's what this broken world has gotten us to do. Whether you're a male or a female. I've already discussed the rules of a female. Now we're going into the rules and the understanding of a man, because this is where it all starts. This is where it starts. Man were the first person to be created on earth. Man was the first person to be created on earth. We all know who that man was, Adam. Adam was the first man to be created on earth. So in order to understand the rule of a man, we need to go back to where? Creation. We need to get the foundational understanding of the rule of a man, so that we can know and see how wrong the system is, or messed up our lives is, or messed up this world is. And by understanding the foundations, that way we know what the solution is. You got to find a problem just to have the solution. If you don't know what the problem is, how can you give a solution to a problem that you don't know about? You got to first identify the problem. Once you identify the problem and know how it should be, and then you got to identify, after you find out the problem, you got to look at the design, the blueprint, and see how it should be. It's like a car. If a car is leaking oil, you got to first, if a car check light comes on, you got to search it out, find out what the problem is. If it's leaking oil, or if there's a spark plug leak, gas leak, whatever the case may be. And once you find the problem, now you got to do what? You got to go back to the manual. You got to go back to the blueprint to see how this engine should have been from creation, from it left the factory. And now you got to bring it back to that way it was. That's what we don't understand today. That's what mechanics do. That's what these people do on earth. That's how they fix things. They are trying to bring it back to how it was made in these factories. And we see that these ways, how they do it, it works. You bring your car into a garage, a mechanic looks at it, and he sees the problem. What he's going to do? He's going to give a fix. He's going to try to replicate the way it was made by the factory. So if the tube is damaged, he's going to replace that tube with an original tube, or a tube that may be a lot stronger than the original one. But he's taking it back to basic, back to the foundation. But in today's life, that's not what we're doing. We're moving further away. So what's going to happen? It's going to cause more hurt. It's going to cause more damage. So in order to fix what's going on with us, not this world, because we can't fix this world. That's why Yahusha says it makes no sense to pray for the world. We'll pray for those in the world, because not everyone requires fixing. Not everyone wants to be fixed. Not everyone wants to be healed. That's just the truth that we have to accept. We have to accept the fact. I mean, if you read Revelation, read the book of Matthew, read the book of Acts, read these end time books. Read these books, read the prophets, Isaiah, read 2nd Esdras, read Enoch. Read the prophecies about the last days. You will see that people will not change, no matter what. Especially read the book of Revelation. Revelations chapter 15 onwards. you will see that no matter what Yahuwah does, they will not repent. On top of that, they will blaspheme Yahuwah. They will only make things worse. That's why the last days, that's why Yahuwah says, regarding the things that he's going to do, the earth have never seen such punishments, such kinds of destructions before, because he's preserving his wrath. All that's going on now, people may think the Most High is turning an eye to what's going on, or, oh, he's not doing nothing. No, he's just preserving. He is storing these wraths to release it in the last day. So if you read Revelation 15 onwards, you'll see that people will not repent. They will not change no matter what Yahuwah did in those chapters from 15 onwards. Go read it for yourself when he released the bulls, the 7 bulls. They will not change. So we got to understand that, we got to accept that. And if you read Matthew as well, Matthew will help you to understand this as well. The book of Matthew is one of the places that Yahuwah sent me first to understand that people around me, not everyone wants the truth, not everyone wants it. You got to understand this, you got to accept this. If we don't accept this, then we will give in to everyone and everything. We will become a part of coexist. And that's not his will for us. He says we are Kadash unto him. The word Kadash means to be separated. How can you be separated if you're still around everyone? If you're still around fellowshipping with unclean persons, unclean spirits, and all these things, still attaching yourselves to the way, the design of Hashatan, how he wants the world to be run, how he wants the world to be. Remember, he said he wants to be the Most High. He wants to be the Most High. So how can you be separated if you're still attaching yourself to his will and not the Most High's will? In order to be separated, you got to separate from these things. Yahuwah said this. Have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. Be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. I sent you among wolves, wolves that are in sheep clothing. We got to understand this. So in order to fix your life, you got to separate from the problem. You got to separate yourself from the problem. Identify the problem, just like a mechanic would. And then after you identify the problem, return that thing to creation, how it should have been operating. So in order to know this, you got to go back to where? Foundation, the book of Genesis, the book of Jubilee, so you can understand how Yahuwah wanted the earth to be and operate it and run. And that's what we're doing today. Barak Yahuwah. So before we jump into this RUMAMUYAHUAH, let's just do a quick pull to Yahuwah, RUMAMUYAHUAH, or Yahuwah to just cleanse our minds, cleanse this atmosphere, and just let his Ruach Hadash lead even now. Remove what needs to be removed and do what he does best. RUMAMUYAHUAH. Halahu Yah Barak Yahuwah. Tudah Yahuwah, Tudah, Yadata Yahuwah. Tudah, thanksgiving unto you, Yahuwah. We give you the Tudah, the thanksgiving even now, Yahuwah. As your word said, enter through your gates with thanksgiving and into your courts with a praise. RUMAMUYAHUAH, Barak Yahuwah. Thank you even now, Abba Father, for being our King, our power, our everything. We acknowledge you as our creator, as our power. We acknowledge you as the mighty one of all mighty ones, Abba Yahuwah. You are Barando, creator of all things. You are our King. You are our everything. We give you all the esteem. We give you all the credit. We will not share your esteem with any other one. No one. We give you the esteem, Abba Yahuwah, even now. Thank you, Abba Yahuwah, for your love, for your kindness, for your asad, your favor, your loving compassion, Abba Yahuwah, that you have shown us. You have never changed, Abba Yahuwah. If you did, then we would all have perished. We would have already been perished, Abba Yahuwah. You would have already started over this earth. But you have given us a chance, Abba Yahuwah, to do things the right way, to do things the way you designed it to be, to return back to your ancient path. That's what the word shuv means, the Arabic word shuv, which we know in English as repent. That's what the word shuv means, to turn back to you, to turn back to the ancient path of Yahuwah. We thank you, first of all, for giving us that opportunity, that chance to turn back to you. So no one can say that you are unfair, Abba Yahuwah. You are a fair judge, you are a fair king, and we thank you for that, Abba Yahuwah. Thank you even now for your forgiveness of our crimes, Abba Yahuwah, as we forgive those of their trespasses and crimes against us, Abba Yahuwah. Thank you even now for your Ruach Hadash that now resides within us, Abba Yahuwah, to lead us. We are now your temples, Abba Yahuwah. We are now your temples, Abba Yahuwah, your people, Abba Yahuwah. And if there is any way we have defiled your temple, Abba Yahuwah, we ask that your forgiveness even now. We ask that you cleanse our temples even now, cleanse our minds and our hearts, so that it may be pure and right and kadash unto you, called out, separated unto you, Abba Yahuwah. And unto you only we give access to our minds and our hearts. Unto you only, Yahuwah, we choose your will over the will of the enemy even now. Hallelujah. And we ask you, Abba Yahuwah, to go hard to rebuke the enemy even now, and his minions and his army and his forces, all the principalities, the rulers of darkness. We ask you to rebuke them even now, Abba Yahuwah. Because you have given us power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. And none by any means shall harm us, Abba Yahuwah. That's your word, that's your promise. You said if it were possible, the signs and the wonders that the enemy would be doing, if it were possible, it would deceive us. But thank you, Yahuwah, that it's not possible. We will not be deceived. The righteous will not be deceived. Thank you even now for your spirit of truth, for your love, for your word, for your kindness, your compassion. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for what you're doing right now. And we thank you in advance for what you're about to do. This is the confidence that we have within you, Yahuwah, to thank you before we have even gotten, seen, or heard of whatever it is that you have for us in our individual lives, in our lives as your people together. Thank you in advance for that, Yahuwah. We give you all the praise, all the honor, all the esteem, forever and ever. You are our King. You are our everything. RUMAMUYAHUAH. As we seal this beloved, in the name above all names, Yahusha, who is Yahuwah. Aman, BARAK Yahuwah. Hallelujah. So be it. Thank you, Abba. Thank you. BARAK Yahuwah. All right, so let's jump right into it. So, as I said, in order to understand the role, we got to go back to the foundation. And this is where people should have been started, especially those in religion. This is why they fail to see the lies and deceptions that they are in. It's because they don't go back to the origin. And it's because they don't fully let go. They don't read for themselves. They don't choose for themselves. They don't think for themselves. I mean, we all did it. When we were in the world, we didn't choose for ourselves. We didn't think for ourselves. We just went with what the world told us. This is what they say. We just obeyed and we followed. But at the end of the day, deep down, we know something is off, something is wrong. And the more we tend to obey and follow and give in, the more we realize that it's wrong. It keeps getting worse. And we are wondering, what's going on? What's missing? And that's when we got to slow down. That's when we got to slow down and look into things and to test everything. That's why the Most High will do things like that. That's why in the year of 2019 to 2020 and 2021, why did you think he allowed the elites of this world to put the entire world on lockdown? He allowed the world to be slowed down. Why? Because we were too busy. We were too carried away about our own ways, our own pleasures, and the things of this world, and about the enemy's ways. So he had to slow us down to get our attention. He had to do some very dramatic things to get our attention. I mean, look at the children of Yasharal. They were in bondage for 430 years. I mean, he had to have made it be that long just to get their attention, just to show them how bad things was before they could really see. I mean, that's how long it took them before they could really see that they need Yahuwah. I mean, look at some of us. Some of us, it took us 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That long for us to see the lies and deceptions of this world and to really go deeper. But the problem is we need to go deeper. In the book of Jeremiah, Yahuwah says, when you seek me with your whole heart, then shall you find me. When you seek me with your whole heart. Why? First commandment. Shama Yashara Yahuwah Eloheinu Yahuwah Ahad. Hear and guard Yashara, Yahuwah our power. Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your being, your might. That's the first commandment. Love Yahuwah with everything, with all of us. We cannot love Yahuwah halfway. We cannot love Yahuwah 70%, 80%, 90%, 95%, 99% still won't do. 99% still won't do. It gotta be 100%, everyone. It gotta be 100%. You cannot leave any gateway or access to the enemy. If you do this, then you will be granting him permission into your life. And that's what we have done over the years, for him to come in with his lies and deceptions. And this is why we're going back to creation. We're going back to foundation. Because something happened here. And we need to understand what happened so that we cannot allow this to continue to happen over and over and over again. That's insanity. We will never get a better results. We're going to always be getting the same results if we do the same thing over and over. If you want righteousness, continue to live righteous. And you will continue to get righteousness over and over and over again. If you want unrighteousness, then continue to live unrighteous, do unrighteous things, and you will continue to receive unrighteousness over and over and over again. So right here in Jubilees, chapter 2, verse 15. In chapter 2, this is where the messenger of the president was speaking to Marsh and was explaining to him all that was made on each day. So if you want to read this, man, it's a really beautiful read to understand the things that was made on each day. I mean, it goes down into details, other from Genesis, chapter 1 and 2. This really goes into details to explain more. Even when Adam named all the animals, this really explained it. So please do read it when you get the time or the chance, or make the time and the chance. So verse 15 reads, and after all this, he created man. So if you read the verses above, you'll understand after all these things, what he's talking about. He created man, a man, sorry, and a woman. He created and gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth. Gave who? Him who? Hashatan? No, Adam. Gave him dominion, authority, power over all that is upon the earth and in the seas, and over everything that flies, and over the beasts, and over cattle, and over everything that moves on the earth, and over the whole earth, and over all this he gave him dominion. And these 4 kinds he created on the 6th day. So it's like you as a business owner or a property owner, you are the owner. You designed the business, created the business, whatever the case may be, invented the business. And no, you're going to give a man dominion, authority over your business. That does not mean he's going to own the business. Easiest way to put it so you can understand what I'm talking about. You have the owner / CEO, then you have what's next under. And depending on the business, you got some really huge business that has board of directors and all that stuff. Then you got CEOs or executives. Then you got general managers. But I'm not going so big, in it. But if you want to go that way, you can still look at it that way. But he is the owner of the earth, and he made man the manager of the earth, to manage the earth. That's why that title is called manager. He gave man the dominion, the authority over the earth, to manage the earth. So that's what he did with Adam. He made him a manager. So the owner would pass on the instructions to the manager to tell them what to do, how to operate the company. That's what Yahuwah is doing right here. He's the owner. He's giving Adam instructions how to operate the earth, how to run the earth, how to govern the earth. So let's move on to the next verse. And there were altogether 22 kinds, and he finished all his work on the 6th day. And all that is in the heavens and on the earth and in the seas and in the abyss and in the light and in the darkness and in everything. And verse 18 says where he gave us the Shabbat and all that stuff. And he gave us a great sign, the Shabbat, the first feast day of all the feast days. The first feast of all feast days. He gave us a great sign, the Shabbat, that we should work 6 days but guard the Shabbat. And on the 7th day from all work. So here's an instruction that he's passing on to Adam, the manager. And all the messengers of the present and all the messengers of sanctification. These 2 great classes he has bidden us to guard the Shabbat with him in heaven and on earth. So Yahuwah is in the heaven guarding the Shabbat. So if he's guarding the Shabbat, then we should do it as well. I mean, that's fair. If we say we are followers of the Messiah and of the Most High, then we should do what he do. He kept the Shabbat, we should keep the Shabbat. He did not eat pork, we should not eat pork. It's that simple. It's really not that hard. In my testimony video, I'll explain more of how I came to the truth, of how I came into Yahusha. So you can understand more and learn more, and especially designed to help those who are not believers. BARAK Yahuwah. So he gave the first great sign, which is the Shabbat. And he said unto us, behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall guard the Shabbat, and I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and will barak them. In another video, I'll explain more what the word barak truly means. But also you can understand more now, the word barak means to respect. I'll do another video where I'll break down the word barak using the Abrit tongue, the Abrit letters to show you, so you can understand the word barak. So he will respect them, or show respect to them. As I have sanctified the Shabbat, and do sanctify it unto myself, even so will I barak, respect them, not bless. Bless is a pagan word, which means to sprinkle blood on a pagan altar. And they shall be my people, and I will be their Yahuwah, their mighty one, their power, their authority. Not God, not the Lord, not that nonsense. Those are all lies. And I have chosen the seed of Yaakov from amongst all that I have seen, and I've written him down as my firstborn son. This is Yah's own word. This is not Azari adding to the scriptures or whatever. This is Yah's own word. And you can find this throughout the scripture. Yaakov, Yasharal, is Yah's firstborn, not Yahusha. Because Yahusha is Yahuwah. The body, Yahusha, that's just his right hand. That's why we keep hearing about Yah's right hand, the redeeming right hand of Yahuwah, the delivering right hand of Yahuwah, the right hand of Yah, the right hand, the right hand. That's why you keep on hearing the right hand. If you read the Torah and the prophets, you will see the right hand of Yahuwah being mentioned a lot. Or you'll see the hand of Yahuwah being mentioned a lot. The hand of the Most High, the right hand. The right hand, his right hand shall deliver his people, shall fight his people, shall rescue his people. And that's what his right hand did. Because Yahusha is the right hand of Yahuwah. That's just a part of Yahuwah that came to earth. Only a part of him. Can you imagine if all of Yahuwah came to earth? But all of Yahuwah could not come to earth like that. Why? Because no flesh can see Yahuwah like that and live. So he came in a way that we can see him, talk with him, speak with him, fellowship with him. And basically, he came so he can tabernacle with us physically and show us that we can do it. Show us in the body that he made us, that with his Ruach Hadash, we can keep his commandments. We can keep his Torah, his instructions. That's what he did. He showed us himself. The same body that he made us in, he showed us that we can do it with his help when we submit to him, when we give the Ruach Hadash full authority and access in our lives, we can do it. That's why he did this. That's a part of the reason why he did it. To die for his firstborn son, Yaakov, Yasharah. That's his beloved son, his only begotten son, Yasharah. So he has sanctified him unto himself forever and ever. And Yah will teach them the Shabbat. Yahuwah says he will teach us the Shabbat, that they may guard, they might, not this word, Salak Yahuwah, they might guard the Shabbat thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should guard the Shabbat with us on the seventh day. With us who? The messengers, the heavenly beings, the messengers of Yahuwah. So they might guard with us on the seventh day to do what? To eat and to drink and to barak, to respect him who is created all things, who has created all things, as he has Baruch, respected and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all people, and that they should guard the Shabbat together with us. This is what makes us peculiar and special. Look at the world today. The world is not guarding the Shabbat. The world works every day. The world does whatever. Let's go down a bit more, skip over these. You can read it on your own. Barak Yahuwah is a beautiful read. RUMAMUYAHUAH. So verse 29 says, and everyone who observes it and guards the Shabbat thereon from all his work will be Kadash. Not this word. This word is a pagan mighty one's name. H-O, this letter, then this would be an I-K-A. You can go look her up. She's a demon. That's why they put this word there. The word should be Kadash. Kadash. Q-A-D-A-S-H. There's no U in that word. The word Kadush, there is a word Kadush, but the word Kadush means to be unique. The word Kadash means to be separated. Go look up the Strong's for this word. You will not see a wa for this one. You will not see the wa, the U with it. If you look up another word where it has that unique or whatever, or look up the word Kadush, then you will see the wa. So there's two forms. It's the Quaf, it's the Dalet, and it's the Shin. It's only 3 letters, not 4 letters. If it was 4 letters with the Wa, it would be Kadush. But it's Kadash. Kadash. Just like the word Kadashim. you got to understand how the letters pronounce. The letters pronounce with an A sound. So like the aleph or the aleph, it pronounced ah, ah. The bait, it pronounced ba, ba. The dalet, or some people say the dalet, but there's no E in the abrit. So when I say dalet, I'm talking about what you would say as dalet. There's no E in abrit. You can go watch the videos that I did regarding this. So the dalet, the D would be a da, da sound. Da, da sound. So these letters have these A to them. But as I said, go watch your videos because it's a lot deeper and it's easier to understand if you understand the foundation. So this word is wrong. So it should be, and they will be separated and respected throughout all days like unto us. Declare and say to the children of Yahshua, the Torah of this day, both that they should guard the Shabbat thereon, and that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is against the Torah to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do their own to do thereon their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drink, that is, and that it is against the Torah to draw water or bring in or to take out thereon through their gates any burden which they had not prepared for themselves on the sixth day in their dwellings. So those in religion will say, well, we keep the Shabbat. Sunday is our Shabbat. Well, Sunday cannot be the Shabbat. Well, you said Sunday is your Shabbat. And that's what I keep hearing most people say, well, I was keeping my Shabbat. I keep hearing them saying that Sunday is their Shabbat, or they will say this then, because he rose on the first day of the week. That's why we keep it as the Shabbat. But sorry to inform, he did not rise on the first day of the week. He rose on the seventh day of the week. He rose on the Shabbat. But let's say he did rose on the first day. Let's work with that. Let's say, all right, then we're going to work with what you're saying, that he did rose on the first day of the week, even though he did not. But let's just work with it for a moment here. And let me show you some where you're still wrong at the end of the day. All right. Even if he did rose on the first day of the week, what command is there from him or any messenger or prophet that we should keep the first day of the week, the Shabbat, when the scripture says we should keep the seventh day of the week as the Shabbat? There is no instruction. There is no commandment. There is one commandment about which day we should keep separated. We should keep special, unique, Kadash unto Yahuwah. He did tell us that. So where is the instruction that tells us that Sunday should be the Shabbat? Because he rose on Sunday? There's no command. Plus, that's not all. Because as you can see, there are certain things that you can do and cannot do on the Shabbat day. It says you should not do your own pleasures on this day. You should not prepare anything. You should not do any work, carry any burden. There is quite a lot of instructions, things that you should not do on the Shabbat day. No, go back into religion. When we look at religion, on Sunday, there's a lot of things that get done on Sunday. People still work on Sunday. People will go to the assemblies. They will attend their ministry. They will, because, some ministries, they start really early and they end early. Some, they go on for a long time. But here's what I'm trying to show you. You have those who say they are, believers, Extrians, and they will go to an assembly on Sunday. They will fellowship, worship, and all that stuff. And then right after assembly, they will get back home, go take a shower, and they head to work on the same day that you said is your Shabbat, which you should not do, not work. Not only that, but they will also cook on this day, which Yahuwah says you should not do. You should not prepare anything on this day. You should have already prepared something to eat on the sixth day. So all these works should be done on the day before. But as we saw in religion, we weren't seeing this. We weren't seeing this. So The Shabbat day is not just about a day to just worship. There's a lot more. The Shabbat day, as you can see, Yahuwah said, it's a day where we rest, where we take a break. We take a moment away from the things of the world, and we are supposed to eat and drink and respect Yahuwah, worship Yahuwah on this day, and rest on this day, not do our own pleasure. So this day is all about Yahuwah. The entire day, not just an hour, not just 2 hours, not just 3 hours of worship. No, the entire day is dedicated to Yahuwah and his instruction. Because we have been given 6 days to do whatever we please, whatever we want. So this is the instruction regarding the Shabbat. So he's instructing who? Remember, we're still on the topic of what? Understanding the role of a man. So he's instructing who? Adam, what to do and what not to do. So we're still on topic. So, and they shall not bring in nor take out from house to house on that day. For that day is more Kadash, separated and respected than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we kept Shabbat in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. So the messenger says they were first keeping the Shabbat before Adam kept the Shabbat. So if the messengers and Yahuwah himself are doing it, why don't we do it on the earth? You see one of the reasons already why this world is broken, messed up. We're getting somewhere. Verse 32, and the creator of all things respected it, but he did not sanctify all people and nations to guard the Shabbat thereon, but Yasharah alone. Them alone he permitted to eat and drink and to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. Now later down the line, you will see that he has given it to all. He has given even the Gentiles the ability to be grafted in because of the change of heart people will have later on in time. And that's what we're seeing today. We're seeing different persons humbling themselves to repent and to turn back to Yahuwah. So now that we understand the instructions, let's go over to the next chapter, chapter 3. We're not going to read all of this. This is just some of the work that they gave, Adam to do, where he named some of the animals that are right here, and Adam named them all by their respective names, and as he called them, so were their names. So remember, he's the manager of the herd. On these 5 days, Adam saw all these, male and female, so it tells you more of what he did. Then in verse 4, Yahuwah said unto us, remember this, the messengers that is talking, it is not okay or not right that man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. So when Yahuwah says, let us make, who is he talking to? Yahuwah is talking to the messengers that are with him. Remember, it's not just the messengers. Remember, we are told in the book of Revelation, there are 24 elders, overseers that sit in heaven on thrones around Yahuwah, in seats around Yahuwah, 24 elders. And then you have the messengers and all these people. So Yahuwah is talking to all of them in the heavens. Why? Because they were all made in his image. All the messengers, the 24 elders, all these things, all of us, we were all made in his image. He made them first. Then he made us. So Yahuwah said to them, because remember, they keep saying us. And we gave him word, and this is what he told us to do, or this is what we did. So they kept saying we, this is the messengers. Go back to read Jubilees chapter 1, and you will see this for yourself. That this is a messenger that's talking to Marsha, different messengers. So when Yahuwah, the messenger is speaking, he's narrating the story. So Yahuwah said unto us, the other messengers, it is not okay that man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. Yahuwah was not talking to his son, nor the Ruach Hadash. Because some people say, there are 3 persons in the heaven that govern. But the scripture only shows 1 throne. If his son is there, why not see 2 thrones? Why didn't Daniel, why didn't Ezra, why didn't Enoch, why didn't John? Why didn't these people saw 2 thrones in heaven? They only saw 1 throne. Not 2, not 3. There's no Trinity, there's no Trinity. So Yahuwah is saying to the messengers when he said, let us make man in our image. Let us make for him a helpmate. Verse 5, and Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah our power, our mighty one, caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept. So we notice he took the rib and he made pua and all that stuff, and he arose him, and he, this is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called my woman because she was taken from her man. We know all of this. We can read this in our own time and whatever. If you want to go over it again, no problem, because Jubilees gives more details. So, this is all that happened and all that was done. So let's go down some more, BARAK YAHUWAH, so that we can get some better understanding regarding this. All right, BARAK YAHUWAH. Now listen to this. Verse 16. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, Adam and his woman were in the garden of Eden. If you read the verses up, you will realize that they did not go in together. Adam went in 40 days before. Adam went in before Hua, and 40 days after Hua came in. His wife came in after. So, after all this time, they're now in the garden together. Now let's read what's going to happen, what took place in the garden. For 7 years, tilling and guarding it. And we, the messengers speaking again, we gave him, the messengers and Yahuwah, they're talking in general, messengers and Yahuwah, and we gave him work. And we instructed him, not her, we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. So they gave Hua work, and they instructed Hua what to do. No, they instructed the man, Adam, what to do. They gave Adam the work and instructed the man what to do. But we're not finished. Let's continue to read. And he tilled the garden and was naked and knew it not, and was not ashamed. And he protected the garden from the birds and beasts and cattle, and gathered its fruit and ate, and put aside the remnant, the rest for himself and for his woman, and put aside that which was being kept. And after the completion of the 7 years, which he had completed there 7 years exactly, in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the man. Right? The man, let's take out the W and the O, right? He approached the man, right? No. The serpent approached the woman. The serpent approached the woman. Why not approach the man? Why not approach the man? Because the man would have shut it down. But here's our problem as males. I'm going to show you the problem. I'm going to identify a problem that we have and why we're feeling today. One of the reasons why we're feeling today as males, whether in the truth and outside of the truth. This is one of the reasons why we're feeling today as males. So the serpent approached the woman, and the serpent said to the woman, as Allah commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And she said, let me highlight this so you all can see it better. And she said to it, of all the fruit of the trees of the garden, Allah has said unto us, eat, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Allah has said unto us, you shall not eat thereof, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. For Allah or Yahuwah knows that on that day you shall eat thereof, your eyes will be open, and you will be as Yahuwah. And you will know right and evil, or right or wrong. And the woman saw the tree, that it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye, and that its fruit was right for food. And she took thereof and ate. And when she had first covered her shame with fig leaves, she gave thereof to Adam, And he ate, and his eyes were open, and he saw that he was naked. Let's continue. Let's continue. We're getting somewhere. And he took fig leaves, and sewed them together, and made an apron for himself, and covered his shame. Now, verse 24, it says, and Yahuwah was cursed the serpent, and was wrought with it forever. We'll highlight this one as well. We know that in Genesis, it says that, Yahuwah came down and was walking in the cool of the day, and was walking in the garden, and they heard and they hid themselves. And then they asked, what's going on? And they told him, and then Yahuwah asked him, and he said, the woman, she blamed the serpent. And then the man, he blamed who? Did he blame himself? Did he take, responsibility for his actions? He blamed the woman, and not only blamed the woman, but if you look at it, he kind of blamed Yahuwah as well. He said, Yahuwah, it is the woman who you gave me that gave me the fruit to eat. But I gave you, Adam, the instruction not to eat this fruit, so that you could instruct your woman not to do this. This is what happens today. We play the blame game, point fingers. Don't take full responsibilities for our action. Don't try to change. When the Most High shows us something is wrong within our lives, we try to, oh, I'm too busy. Oh, Yahuwah, I was too busy with work. Oh, I was too busy taking care of my family. Oh, I was too busy with this. I was too busy with that. Oh, Yahuwah, this woman, she's the problem in my life. This man is the problem in my life. This, that we tend to point fingers a lot, instead of just taking full responsibilities for our actions. So let's continue. And he was wrought with the woman, because she hearkened, listened to the voice of the serpent. She obeyed the voice of the serpent rather than obeying the voice of her man. Well, rather than being of the voice of Yahuwah through her man, through her husband. So she obeyed, hearkened, listened to the voice of the serpent, and did eat. So she obeyed, basically. Because if she could have listened to what the serpent was saying and not do, if you get what I'm saying. So when it says she hearkened, this guy is saying she obeyed the voice of the serpent. Because here her actions show that she obeyed. I mean, I can listen to someone. When the devil came to Yahusha, did Yahuwah shut him down right away? No, he listened to what the serpent had to say, what the devil had to say, rather. The devil came and he spoke, and Yahusha listened. Then when he was finished speaking, Yahusha said, it is also written. It is written that you should not do this, you should not do that. Then he came again and said something else. Yahuwah listened, but he hearkened to what the devil was saying. No, because his action shows otherwise. He did not obey the devil's way. So Sarah obeyed, not Sarah, rather, Hua obeyed the serpent's instructions or commands, rather than obeying Yahuwah's commands through her husband. So she did obey, hearken, and listen to the voice of the serpent, and did eat. And he said unto her, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your pains. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your return shall be unto your man, and he will rule over you. And to Adam also he said, because you have obeyed, hearken unto the voice of your woman, and have eaten of the tree which I commanded you that you should not eat thereof, cursed be the ground for your sake. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to you, and you shall eat your bread in the sweat of your face till you return to the earth from whence you were taken. For earth you are, and unto earth shall you return. So right here, Adam should have done what? He should not have obeyed, listened to the voice of his woman. He should have listened and hearkened and obeyed the voice of Yahuwah. Not his woman, not his wife. This is what he should have done. Obeyed Yahuwah's voice, not his wife. Why? Because they gave Adam, the man, the instructions, not the woman. The woman would pass it on to, the instructions were for both of them, but the instructions came through who? Adam, not the woman. The woman is not Yahuwah. It's not the woman and Yahuwah that they gave the instruction. It's not Yahuwah and the woman that had these dialects and these instructions and these commandments. It's not the woman that was made first and all these things. It was the man that he gave this instruction. And when you look at today's world, today's life, society today, this is why feminism has been risen up. Why? Because the enemy has downplayed the role of a woman. Because most females don't like the role or the title as being a helpmate, but mostly they don't like the role of being a helpmate. They want to be more. And that's what happened with Hua. She wanted to be more than a helpmate. She wanted to prove that she can do things as well. And that's what the serpent saw within her. She wasn't satisfied with her role and all that stuff. This is why Yahuwah says to us as males, look after the woman, wives. Why? Because they are the weaker vessel. And today we have females that are trying to prove they are as strong as we are. No, you will never be as strong as a male is. You will never. And this is something that you all have to accept. This is not hate. This is love. This is truth. When Yahuwah says females, all females upon this earth, every female, you are weaker, he means in your mind, mentally. Well, Salak Yahuwah for saying that MEN word. But in your mind, you are weaker, emotionally weaker. Females are more emotionally weaker than males. That's just the truth. That's just reality. And I'm going to show this as well. And I'm going to show what happens when us as males hearken, obey, listen to the voice of our wives, of our women. It is a wrong thing to do. You should listen and obey the voice of Yahuwah, not your wife. Your wife is not Yahuwah. You are not serving your wife. But when you do this, you are then serving your wife. We saw persons in the scriptures, males in the scriptures, males in authority in the scriptures that did this, and it did not went well. And I'm just going to show you a few. I'm going to show you one of which that it happened with, but we know several that this happened. When we look at Samson, Samson was in love with Delilah. Delilah pretended to be in love with Samson so that she could gain information from him, so that he could spill the beans, basically. Cast his pearls before a swan. She pretended to be in love with him to gather information. And he gave those information onto her. And what did she do? Trample upon it. Because of this, because he listened to that woman, Delilah, he regretted it. Solomon did the same. Yahuwah warned him of which he did not listen. He gave in to these females that came, and he served their mighty ones. He served their mighty ones. Another person did this. Abraham with Sarah. Let's jump to the book of Genesis real quick. You know what? Let's jump to the book of Genesis real quick, RUMAMUYAHUAH, and let me show you this. This is not the first time that this has happened all the way back in foundation. This happened again. Let's go to Genesis chapter 16. Let's read from verse 1 to 6. Now remember, again, Yahuwah showed up to who? The man, Abraham. Read Genesis 14:15 and you will see this. And we already know this. I don't think we have to read, but if you don't know, go and read it. Yahuwah showed up to Abraham, and he told Abraham, as you will know him as Abraham, he told Abraham what would have happened. He told him that he would make him the father of many nations. The promise, the covenant will be with him. He told him all these promises, that he will have a son. His son will be through his bloodline, his bowels. I mean, he was only married to Sarah at the time and all that stuff. So he gave him the instruction. But here comes the enemy again, working on the female's emotion. No, verse 1 reads, now Sarah, Abraham's woman, bore him no children. She had a handmaid, a Mizrahi, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abraham, Al Abraham, behold, no, Yahuwah has restrained me from bearing children. I pray you, go in unto my maid. It might be that I might obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened, obeyed the voice of Sarah. Now, what should Abraham have done right here, everyone? It's simple, right? He should have went to Yahuwah about this matter, the same way Adam should have went to Yahuwah about this matter. Adam should have went to Yahuwah and said, Yahuwah, my wife has eaten off the tree. My wife has listened to the serpent. And as a result of that, she has eaten off the fruit of the tree which you told us not to eat of. What should I do? Or he should have begged, please don't kill her, whatever the case may be. He should have simply went back to Yahuwah. Seek Yahuwah on this matter. Did he? No, he didn't. He obeyed Sarah's voice, even though he was told not. Abraham was given an instruction. His wife had doubts. She had doubts about it. She said Yahuwah was restraining her from having children, so she's having doubts. What Abraham should have done in this process is go to Yahuwah about it and talk to Yahuwah, consult with Yahuwah about it before listening to what Sarah is saying. Because this quite shows Sarah was emotional. Why she didn't have any children. So she would have definitely been emotional. She would have definitely felt sad or felt down. So this would be a result of her flesh speaking and not the Ruach HaKodesh. Because if we're strong in Yahuwah and have that faith and confidence in Yahuwah, then we will trust him no matter what. Even when there seems to be no way, we'll be confident to know that Yahuwah will make a way. So he hearkened, he listened to her voice, he obeyed her commands. And Sarah, Abraham's woman, took Hagar, the Mizraite, the Egyptian. After Abraham had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her man Abraham to be his woman. So Sarah gave Hagar to be Abraham's, her husband, to take Hagar as his woman as well, like a wife, like slash concubine, basically. So she's like a concubine. If you look up the understanding and the rules of wives versus concubine, then you will see the difference between the two. Wives are given more privilege than the concubines. The concubines are considered kind of wives, but they are still servants. So they're not given the same privilege as wives. That's why you will see, like, especially Solomon, he would have 700 wives and 300 concubines. They were mostly female servants, but they still were his wife in a way. You get what I'm saying? This is what Hagar would be to Abraham. She would be a kind of wife, but a servant at the same time. Sarah, on the other hand, would not be a servant, because Hagar would already be her servant. This is going to prove it and clear it up. Scripture is going to prove that. And he went in unto Hagar, verse 4, and she conceived. She gave birth. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress, see, Sarah, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarah said unto Abraham, listen, the same thing Hua did, but not to Adam, but to the serpent, point fingers. Hua pointed fingers, here goes Sarah again, pointed fingers. So Sarah said unto Abraham, my wrong be upon you, but it was your advice to give Hagar unto him, not his advice. It wasn't his will or his command. It's your own advice. So why are you blaming him for what you did wrong? You see, we're not taking responsibilities. So I have given you my maid into your bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. Yahuwah judged between me and you. But Abraham said unto Sarah, behold, your maid is in your hand. Do to her as it pleases you. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And then you can read on to see where the messenger of Yahuwah found her and encouraged her and sent her back. So you see, they did not seek Yahuwah. So As males, this is one of the places where we messed up a lot because this first happened with Adam. This is one of the root problems that we have as male. We don't stand in our purpose. We don't stand in our role. We don't stand firmly in our role. We always try to please our wives instead of pleasing Yahuwah first. If we please Yahuwah, then our wives will be pleased. I live my life to please Yahuwah, not my wife. My wife is not Yahuwah. My wife is not my Allah. My wife is not my king. I live my life to please Yahuwah. And by pleasing Yahuwah, well, guess what? He's going to barak us, which in return, he's going to make us be pleased, give us what we need. So in return, she should be pleased if she lives her life to please Yahuwah as well. If she tries to live righteously, she will be pleased as well. So when you do it the right way, things will flow. When you do it Yahuwah's way, everything will flow. Both parties coming together as one, doing it Yahuwah's way, both parties will flow. This is what Saul or Sha'al was saying. If an unbelieving wife or male, if an unbelieving male has an unbelief, if a man rather has an unbelieving woman and she is willing to stay with him, let her stay. Because your life, your righteousness, if you live righteously, live your life to please Yahuwah, then your lifestyle can impact her and make her make a righteous decision to repent and give her life to Yah. But Sha'al says, but if she's not willing to live this life, she's not willing to serve Yahuwah and all this stuff, and she wants to leave, or she's trying to pull you to the pit with her, trying to get you to come to this side, then what do you think Yahuwah is going to tell you to do? Yahuwah is going to tell you to walk away, to separate. The same way he did with Solomon. He told Solomon not to take these wives. These wives are going to cause you to serve idols. Read Deuteronomy 13. Read Deuteronomy 13 about a dreamer or a prophet. Anyone that tries to pull you to serve mighty ones, Yahuwah says in the Torah, you should stone them, kill them. You should not pity them. You should not show them any pardon. Your eye shall not pity them. You should stone them. Your hand should be first on them. Whether that be your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your brother, the wife of your bosom, even if it's your own wife, anyone who tries to lead you astray from Yahuwah to serve idols, you should, back in the days, kill them. Today, what is Yahuwah asking us to do? Separate ourselves. That's why we are Kadash. We are separated. Have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness. So that's what Sha'al is saying. If they want to leave, let them go. Let them go. It's that simple. Don't force anyone to change. Don't force anyone to live righteously. But today, we as males, we're living our lives, especially males in the world. I was doing that as well. I was doing all that I can to, to get money, to get power, and to get females. So I would say the right stuff, do the right stuff to please these females, to get them. That's what males are doing today. They will say and do the right stuff to please their women, their wives. We're doing it wrong. We're doing it the opposite way. We're not standing in our role as a man, the head of the house, the head of the woman, and leading by examples. Perfect example that you can look into is in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 25, regarding Dawood and Abigail. This is one of the reasons why I believe it's the main reason. Well, it is the main reason. This is the real reason why David took Abigail to be a wife, his wife. If you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely read 1 Samuel chapter 25, where Abigail was married to an unrighteous man. A man that disrespected David, a servant of Yahuwah. He did not barak David. And for that reason, David got mad, he got angry, and he was doing things his way. He got into his flesh. And he wanted to come and to kill this Abigail's husband, Nabal, and all his household. He wanted to kill, to destroy Nabal, Abigail's husband at the time. But what did Abigail do? She did something. She didn't do what Sarah did. She didn't do what Hua did. What did she do? What did she say? Go read it for yourselves. Especially to females who want to be more righteous, to be a more righteous wife in Yahuwah, definitely go read 1 Samuel chapter 25. It's a beautiful, beautiful testimony. Beautiful. Check it out. So, this is what happens when we listen and obey the voice of our woman without seeking Yahuwah, especially regarding certain matters. When we're in the wrong, if we're in the wrong in our flesh and in our emotions, then that's when our wives should step in and say something to us. Go read Abigail, Barak Yahuwah. So, you should listen, obey the voice of Yahuwah. Yes, Yahuwah can instruct your wife of something, or he can give her a dream, or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, still seek Yahuwah. All dreams must be interpreted. Everything must relate back to Yahuwah. Yahuwah says in Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in Yahuwah with all your heart. Lean not, rely not, trust not your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So if your woman has been given a dream and she relates that dream to you, still seek Yahuwah about it. If you get a dream, still seek Yahuwah about it. If you have an idea and you run it by your wife, still run it by Yahuwah. Seek Yahuwah. Yahuwah is your final say, not your wife. Yahuwah is the final say, not your leader, not your brother, not this world, not these presidents, these prime ministers. Yahuwah is our final say. So this is what they're doing to us today. The enemy is doing to us. He's using our main weaknesses as males, and we got to admit this. This is our main weaknesses. Females' main weaknesses, I already showed what it was. It's emotions. Females are emotionally weak, and Hashatan plays on these emotions. That's why males will approach you and they will say things to toy with your emotions. And then you will give in to these emotions, give in to these things that you're feeling. You know, I heard Anna Uti said, you know about the stock that she said, oh, when I'm around this guy or when this guy talks to me, it feels like, you know, butterflies are leaving my stomach, or butterflies are in my belly. I got this butterfly feelings. You know, I heard this Ahuti said, it's not butterflies that you're feeling. It's your common sense leaving you. Because you're giving in to what he's saying and not what he proves, not what he shows that he can do for you. And I'm not just talking about buying you fancy clothes and all these things and all that. That's not everything. Food and clothes is not everything in life. There's more to life than food and clothes. There's more to life than houses and cars and all these nonsense. It's all about Yahuwah. That's what life is all about, serving Yahuwah. But the enemy has made it been about money, about vanity, about these stuff. This was never the original plan of Yahuwah. So that's what happens with a woman. A man toys with your mind, your emotions. He will say stuff that he does not mean. Take it from me, I know. I was there. I was what you call our charmer in some stages, some cases. Some cases I meant it. If I really see that you are different, you are really a right woman trying to live righteously, then I will go all out. I will really mean it. Not get it back in return, but Yahuwah had his reasons. Because he know if I had given in to those other females, I would not meet my loved wife today. But there were times in my life where I would do this as a male. Say the right thing, say the things that a woman wants to hear. And you as females, you know this. You have been through several exes in your past that tells you all these things and they never keep their promises. Or they're never who you expect them to be, because that's what deceiving spirits do. They tell you what you want to hear. They try to present themselves as a lover, as being nice, as being kind, as being sweet, as being someone who cares for you, who cares about you, who has right motives and intentions regarding you, when that's not the case. That's not true. They never really show it. Yes, they will do some things. I mean, they will buy you clothes, buy you this. But when it comes on to really proving to you that they truly mean what they say and love you, that's the time that they cannot prove it. They cannot show it. And in most cases, most females, even us as males, we will realize this day, just like Delilah and Samson. That's what Delilah was doing. It was the opposite. Instead of Samson going to Delilah and telling her, charming her, it was the other way around. So even us as males, we do experience this as well. It's not the females that experience it. I've heard some females to say they have the gift of charm. Charm is not a gift. It's a spirit. It's not a gift. It's a spirit. So even us as males, we experience this as well. They will tell us the right stuff, do the right things and whatever, but when we look at their character, who they want to be, what they want in long term, later on in the future, it's not what we want. Or we have two different paths. But because we love these women so much, we are trying to please them, we mess up a lot. We fall, and we fall hard. Same thing with a female as well, because of what he's telling you. You give in, and then only to find out it's wrong, and then probably it's hard now for you to leave, to walk away. Because the main thing we're looking at is, oh, I've been with this woman or this male for 5 years. I mean, that's a lot that I've invested into this person. I've been with this person for 10 years, 7 years. I've invested so much. I mean, I can't just walk away from all of that. Yeah, you can. If you want shalom, if you want joy, then in order to receive that, you got to walk away. As I said, if you're doing one thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results. Whatever you want, you sow. If you want apples, you sow apples. If you want 100 apples, then you got to continue to sow 100. If you want 100 apple trees, rather, you got to continue to sow 100 apple seed to get 100 apple trees. And if you want more, you got to continue to sow more. But if you want banana, you can continue to sow apple and expect banana. You got to change it up. And that's the thing with us today. We don't change things around. We don't change things up. I've talked to females that will say, oh, all males are dogs and this and that. But then when you look into your past, look into all the males that you have talked to all the males that operate that way. So the problem is not with the males, but the problem is with you, your type. The type of man that you're into. That's the problem. Your type are the wrong ones. You got to change your type. You got to change the type of guys that you're into. If you're going after gangsters and those who are good, rich, and hustling in the streets and whatever, what do you think you're going to get? You talk to one guy that operates as a gangster, hustler in the street, or go-getter, and he dealt with you harshly, he cheated on you, he had multiple females out there. Then you go on to another gangster operating the same way. He may not look the same, but his character is the same. Why? Because you have not changed the type of guy that you are attracted to. You are attracted to these kinds of guys. So what's going to happen? You're going to get the same end results. You're going to get the same result where that gangster, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, they're all going to cheat on you. They're all going to treat you harshly, wrong. You got to change your type now to find the right one. It's the same thing with males. If you continue to look for those who only look a certain way, because that's the problem with us as males, as I said, females are our weaknesses. With females, it's what you hear, it's what's going on in your mind. With us as males, it's what we see. We fall easily by seeing. The same way the watchers, the male, because they are males, it's quite clear. I've heard persons to say that that spirits has no gender or messengers has no gender. I mean, I don't know where they got that from, But if that's the case, then spirit has no gender. Then why did the watchers saw the females? Why didn't they look at the males then? If they were a female spirit or whatever, why didn't they look at the males then? Why didn't they take males and females? They looked only at the females and saw how beautiful they were. And if you want to know more about what Yahuwah says, go read the book of Enoch, where Yahuwah says, I made wives, females, for the man of earth. I did not make them for you. Your roles and your positions are different from theirs. You should not have fleshly desires like they have, because you are not flesh, you are spirit. They are male beings. And if there's no gender in spirits or messengers, why would the males have masculine names? Michael, Gabriel. Why would they have male names? Why, when they appear on earth, they would appear as males? Explain that. So we saw the watchers, they fell because of females. We saw Samson fell because of a female. Solomon, David, even a man of Yah's own heart, even Abraham fell because of Sarah, his woman, who was trying to please Sarah. Dawood, he fell when he saw who? Abigail. Look at what he did. Look at Solomon. Look at what he did. We got to acknowledge it and we got to accept that. That's our weakness. It is our weakness. Females, you got to acknowledge and accept this as well and work on this, change it. So it's not the fact that our males are dogs or whatever you want to call them, because they're not all dogs. There are right males out there that are willing to love you in the right way that they should. Willing to love you with the love of the Most High. A love that you have never, I can guarantee you have never experienced a love like Yahuwah. I thought I knew love. I didn't have a clue what true love was all about until I knew Yahuwah. Until I served Yahuwah and saw what he did for me. That's true love. Yahuwah says, no greater love than this, that a man laid on his life for his friends. So if you want to know true love, you got to know Yahuwah first. So change it up. You can't continue to do things the same way you're doing it or the same way the words do it and expect a different result. You will never find a different result from that. You got to change things up. Barak Yahuwah. Now let's jump to the book of Matthew and let's saw how the apostles, how they operated. What was their roles as males? What kind of work did Yahuwah gave them to do when he appeared on earth? First time with Adam was what? To work, to till the ground, to guard it, and all these things. But what is the work that Yahuwah has given us today now in this wall? Let's jump to the book of Matthew and let's get this understanding. Barak Yahuwah. RUMAMUYAHUAH. Thank you, Abba. Let's jump to the book of Matthew. Matthew 4:18 to 22. All right. Now, verse 18 says, and Yahusha was walking by the Sea of Galilee, and he saw two brothers, Peter and Andrew, or Kappa and Andre, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. You know them as fishermen. So they were doing their jobs, their occupations, they were fishermen. So they were doing their jobs, their occupation. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men, fishers of people. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. They left their occupations, their jobs, to take the job of Yahuwah. Why? Because Yahuwah was giving them a new occupation. Yahuwah was renewing their occupation. Yahuwah was giving them a renewed job. The job that we should be doing today, to serve him, that we should have been doing from day one, to serve him. Fully, wholeheartedly. And not only that, but to do what? To proclaim his truth, to spread his truth, to do his work. We're going to learn more about the instructions when we go later on in the chapters. So they straightway left their nets and they followed him. And going from there, he saw two other brothers. He saw James and John, his brother, in a ship with Zebedee, their father, mending their nets. And he called them. And they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him. Now let's jump to chapter 6. Let's go to verse 24. All right, so verse 24 says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yah and Mammon at the same time, or Yah and God, because remember, God is Gad, the Babylonian mighty one of money, of fortune. We still got people on this earth that are in this world today that said they have renounced God, they're not serving God and all that stuff, but they still are. Because they worship, they idolize money. The greed that they have to get money, the things that they will do to get money. For example, defiling the Shabbat day. People will compromise their walk with Yah for the sake of money. They will work on the Shabbat day when they know they're not supposed to work on the Shabbat day, all because of money, all because of being worried, lacking faith, worrying about, oh, what we shall eat, but how am I going to eat? How am I going to buy clothes? How am I going to pay bills? How am I going to provide for my family? I got to work. I got to work. Yeah, you got to work, but work how? What kind of work? Doing what? That's the question that you need to ask Yahuwah. What kind of work? How can you do Yah's work if you're doing man's work at the same time? Man has you for 8 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours. Especially if you double, that's a lot of hours. That's most of the day. 6 days a week. If you're working 6 days a week doing man's job for 8, 10, and 12 hours, what time do you have to do Yah's job? Think about that. Do you see now why Yahusha had to call Peter and Andrew away from their occupations? Do you see why Sha'al had to left his occupation as a tent maker, as a Roman soldier and all these things? Because you would not have the time to do Yah's work and man's work at the same time. That's why Yahuwah locked the entire world down. Because we were too busy doing things our way. We were too focused on the things of this world, working and getting money to buy food, to buy clothes, to fix our house, to buy our house, to build our house, to buy cars, to fix our cars, to pay rent, to do this, to do that, to pay this, to pay. The world has us so busy. That's why there are so much depths in this world, because the world has us so caught up in it that he wants us to always be occupied and busy and focus on this thing. The world doesn't want us to take a break, because if we should slow down and take a break, like what we did in 2020, then our eyes will be open. And that's why Yahuwah allowed COVID, allowed lockdown to happen, so that we could slow down just for a moment to really look, to really think, to really see, to really research, to really spend time in him. As I said, in religion, that's what we saw a lot. We worked a lot. We worked 7 days a week, some of us. Some of us, we would be off on Sunday. Some of us, we would take Sunday off. We would tell our employers, I can't work on Sunday. And then it's 7-day Adventists. We already know 7-day Adventists, they don't work on the Shabbat. But you do have some that compromise. I've heard it from different persons that say they do compromise on the Shabbat day, because these employers, they will tell you, oh, I'm sorry, we can't give you every Shabbat. We can give you some Shabbat, but not every Shabbat. I've heard it before. I've went to a job where they tried to basically pressure me, saying, all right, so are you saying every Shabbat? All right, let me ask you, what if there's an emergency, or what? They were trying so much ways to try to get me to be tied up. But I realized why the persons who were doing it, the recruiters. Why? Because persons gave in, persons compromised before. So they're trying to see if I'm like them, if I will compromise like they did. What if there's an emergency and we should call you in? Would you show up? Persons have said yes. Persons have compromised. Persons have come to know Yahuwah, know the truth. But then when they realize what they have to forsake, what they have to give up to inherit the things of Yahuwah and to inherit freedom and everlasting life, they're not willing to let these things go. Look at the rich man that came to Yahusha and asked him what he needs to do to inherit life. And Yahusha told him about, the commandments. And he says, I've done all of that. Then Yahusha gave him one final test to prove if he truly, really, really wants to love Yahuwah and serve Yahuwah. Because this is all a test. Yahuwah is testing everyone right now. He told that rich man, sell everything that you have. Sell all your possessions and give it to the poor. Was Yahuwah, people would look at it as, that's stupid. That's stupid. Why would Yahuwah tell him to sell everything? Then if he sells everything, Azari, he's going to become poor. Nah, he's not going to become poor. It's a test. Remember, those who serve Yahuwah in spirit and in truth, the righteous, they are not poor. We are rich in Yahuwah. We are wealthy in Yahuwah. You may not be physically wealthy like the other people are, but this is the thing. You don't know the sacrifices that these people have to make to gain these wealths. But we have seen in the past, though, where Yahuwah have made his servants physically wealthy. Look at Abraham. Look at all these persons. They had possessions. Abraham, Ayub, Job. These people had possessions. They had lands, they had cattle, they had sheep, they had servants, male servants, female servants. They had possessions. They had wealth. They had it. Yasharal. We had it. Yahuwah gave it unto us. But what did we do with these possessions as well? What happened? We became greedy. It was not enough. That's what happened with David. Go read back what happened with Bathsheba when Yahuwah sent you the prophet. Yahuwah says, I could have given you these things and even more. If your heart desired it, I could have given you more. But what? The love for it. That's why Yahuwah says the love for money is the root of all evil. Not money, the love for money. I've seen, because of the love for money, I've seen so much persons destroys their life and the life of others because of the love for money. The sacrifices. I mean, look at these celebrities. These celebrities, these men of renown, famous ones, celebrities, movie stars, singers, sport athletes, all these peoples. Do you think they just simply work 8 hours to gain these wealths and these possessions that they had? Go back and read Matthew 4, verse 1 down to 10, and you will see what Hashatan offered Yahusha. Hashatan offered Yahusha the wealth of the world, the possessions of the world, but it comes with a requirement. What was the requirement? That he had to bow down and worship him. The wealth in this world outside of Yahuwah comes with a requirement. If you're not doing things Yah's way and you're trying to do it your way or man's way, it comes with a requirement. If you want to be truly wealthy in this world, it comes with a requirement. It comes with a lot of sacrifices that has to be made. I've seen it. I've seen it in the past. I've seen where I've struggled to get a job because they tell me, well, we can't give you every Shabbat. I'm like, okay then. Well, this is not the job for me, and I walked away. Do you think I'm going to compromise because of a job? I'd rather go to my bed hungry than to compromise my walk with Yahuwah. I've done that in the past. I've been doing things my way for years now, and it doesn't work. It does not give me joy. It does not give me shalom. No money in this world gives that. I've turned on offers from the enemy where I could be wealthy in this world, in this life, in this physical world. But I've turned it down. Why? Because it doesn't bring joy. It doesn't bring shalom. It doesn't give righteousness. The things that I know I will have to do to get it and to keep it. The things that you will have to do to achieve it and to keep it. You will have to remember what I said is In order to reap bananas, you gotta sow bananas. If you continue to reap apples, you will never reap bananas. So if you want to gain the wealth of this world, then you're gonna have to continue to sow sacrifice upon sacrifice upon sacrifice. You're gonna have to continue to dedicate your life unto the enemy. You're gonna have to continue to compromise your walk with Yahuwah to continue to keep the wealth that you have achieved outside of him. This is why Yahusha said this in Matthew 6, so you can understand. This is one of the first places he took me. Why? Because he wanted to pull me away fully from the world, from religion, and from jobs. He got me to study for 6 whole months without working. 6 whole months without a job. Was I hungry during that time? No. Did Yahuwah provide it for me and my family? Yes, he did. Because I put him first. I put my faith, my confidence, my trust in Yahuwah for 6 to 7 whole months. Even up until this day. Several persons have came in the truth. Persons in the truth that Hashatan sent to try to control me, to try to get me to do things his way. Several persons. Did I give in? No. Did what I have to do. Expose what I had to expose. Tell the truth where I needed to be told. Just like that rich man. Tell them the truth. That rich man walked away. That's how several of them walked away. Because I told them the truth. Told them things that their flesh didn't want them to hear. And they walked away. Or they got exposed. I saw their true fruits. And they got exposed. And I had to separate them. You know, this is all Yahuwah's doing, everyone. Let's continue to read further. Verse 25, Yahuwah says, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life. Don't worry about your life. Only Yahuwah give it and take it away life. Yahuwah gives that permission, not the enemy, everyone. Deuteronomy 6. Deuteronomy 3, rather. Deuteronomy 8, rather. Deuteronomy 8, 3 to 4. It says, man does not live on bread alone or by bread alone. Man does not live by bread alone. Food alone. Man lives by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. I mean, look at it. Yahusha fasted for 40 days. Yahuwah sustained that body. It's the same thing he can do with us, for us. And after that, didn't you saw it says messengers came? Messengers came and did what? They looked after him. They take care of him, gave him water, food, whatever was necessary, whatever was needed. And you're going to see this in the book of Matthew and the book of Acts. So Yahuwah is saying, do not worry about your life, what you shall eat or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body. What you shall put on, is not life more than meat, and the body more than clothes? Behold the fowls of the air, they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father, Yahuwah, feeds them. That's the birds. And remember, he didn't die for the birds. He didn't die for the animals. He died for us, which means he cares a lot more about us than he cares for them. Not saying he doesn't care for them, because it's quite clear he feeds them, so which means he cares for the animals. But he cares a lot more for us. He loves us a lot more than the animals. So if he feeds the animals, he will also feed us. But there's a requirement. We got to do his will. We got to do his work, his job, his occupation. He is the owner. We are the managers, supervisors, and servants, attendants. I don't know what your role may be. I know what my role is. I don't know what your role may be. That's what you need to ask Yahuwah. What is your role in him? So you can walk within it. I know there's so much of you right now that are trying to do things the right way, trying to work, trying to do this. But the more you work, the more you put in hours, the more problems are there, the more bills are there, the more debts are there. And no matter how much you work, no matter how much hours you put in, no matter what job you do, it's the more bills, it's the more problems. But try doing things Yah's way. Try putting in hours and time into Yah's work, and then you will see a difference. Then that's the time you see a difference. I'm telling you, you see a major difference. Verse 27, which of you by taking thought or worry can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take you thought for clothes? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, nor do they spin. Yet I say unto you that Shalomah in all his esteem was not arrayed like one of these. Remember Shalomah, he was granted what? Wisdom. But not only wisdom, Yahuwah made him wealthy. When other kings came, they would came with bulls, gifts, and all these kind of possessions and wealths and gifts. But he gave in to the voice of his wives. He listened to his voice. As I said, he hearkened, which means he obeyed their voice instead of the voice of Yahuwah. You know, I've heard persons in the truth to say that to me. Even recently, I've heard me to say things like this. And it quite shows that they don't understand Yahuwah. They don't understand their role. It clearly shows how much they lack knowledge. They don't understand their rule, or they don't understand this part of the truth. I've heard me to say a real man listen to his wife, listen to his woman. And we have just seen that by listening to your woman, obeying the voice of your woman, it does not work. So a real man does not listen to the voice of his woman, does not hearken or obey the voice of his woman, but a real man listens to the voice of Yahuwah. Not his friends, not his woman, not his father, not his mother, but Yahuwah. A real man listens to Yahuwah's voice, obey Yahuwah's voice. A real man. That's what a real man does. So if Solomon did that, he would have never went astray. If so much other persons did that, they would have not have fallen. And all these things happen, and Yahuwah placed it in the scriptures. Why? So we can just read about it and find it interesting and laugh after these people? No, he showed it. He left it in the scriptures for example for us, what to do and what not to do. To show us if we do this, this is the result of this. Whether it be a righteous act, and this will be the righteous result, or if it's an unrighteous act, then this will be the result for this. This is the reason why we have the scriptures, so that we don't make the same mistakes our ancestors did. But here we are today making the same mistake. We have to walk away from these situations. This is why Yahuwah gave us the scriptures, so that we can know what to do, what not to do. As I said, the scriptures are a manual to life that instructs us what you can do, what you cannot do. It's that simple. If you obey it, this is your reward. If you don't obey it, this is your punishment. This is the consequence of not obeying, not listening, not doing. And these people, they knew it, but they gave in. Read Deuteronomy 8, verse 3-4. Yahuwah says, after bringing us out of Mitzrayim, Egypt, he will test everyone. Nothing is new under the sun. The same way Yahuwah is testing everyone today. As I said, I've seen persons come into this walk, and I've seen simple reasons that people turn their backs on Yahuwah for. One, because they did not get the man or the woman they wanted. So they turned their back on Yahuwah and went back to the streets, or went back to the world, or went back to Christianity. I've seen simple reasons like celebrating birthdays. Birthdays are pagan celebrations and traditions which we should not be doing. Birthdays are not mentioned in the scriptures by righteous people. Only 2 times by name, by title, have you seen the word birthday. And it was being done, celebrated by 2 unrighteous males. You never saw the disciples celebrated their birthdays. You never saw Yahusha. There is no command that we should celebrate it. If there was a command, if for celebrating birthdays were okay, then why didn't the disciples celebrate Yahusha's day of birth? Why didn't Abraham did this with Isaac and with Jacob, Yasharal, all these people, Moses, Job, all these people? Why didn't our righteous ancestors did these things? So I've seen simple reasons just like that. I mean, like what What's so hard in not celebrating your birthday? I've seen simple things like that. People walk away from Yahuwah, turn their backs on Yahuwah because they can't see past the fact that celebrating your birthdays is wrong. They can't. No, I gotta celebrate birthdays. I have children. I gotta allow them to experience the joy, the celebration of birthday, the tradition of birthday. Oh, what would my friends, what would my family think of me? They would think I'm crazy. What? You don't want to celebrate birthday? There's so much people that don't celebrate birthday that are not in the truth. My father, he never celebrated his birthday. He didn't even know. He would hardly remember that it was even his day of birth, that this date was the day that he was born years ago, and he's now such years old. He didn't do these things. I know other persons that don't do it today, and they're not in the truth. Not celebrating EASTER, not celebrating Halloween. I mean, come on, Halloween should be the main one that you should see something wrong with. Look at how people dress on Halloween. Look at the celebration and things that happens on Halloween. And because of that, and the problem is it's not because of letting go, it's because we're worried about what people will think or say about us. That's the problem. We try to please people and not Yahuwah. That's our problems today as males. We're trying to please people and our wives instead of pleasing Yahuwah. The true one, the one and true one, Yahuwah. Verse 30. Wherefore, if Yah so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, the fire, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Some of us, we lack faith. We have no faith. We have no confidence. Another word that you can use for faith is confidence. The Hebrew word is amunah. Amunah. The best word to use is confidence. Confidence. Oh, you have little confidence. If you have no confidence in that you're not able to cook this food, you will not prepare that food. You will not do it. If you have no confidence whatsoever that you can take care of a child, you won't have a child. You won't get a child, raise a child, adopt a child, even look after your friend's child, because you have no confidence in doing so. That's the thing with Yahuwah. If you have no confidence in Yahuwah that he will provide for you, then you won't do as he says. If you don't have any confidence that Yahuwah will defend you, fight for you, then you will fight for yourself. You will provide for yourself. You will do all these things for yourself because you don't trust Yahuwah. So that's another word that you can use instead of saying faith. Trust or confidence. You don't trust Yahuwah enough that he will provide for you. But we show this confidence and trust with our jobs, with our employers, with our friends and our families. Every single day we show trust and confidence to strangers, the people who cook our food, the people who make our food, the factories, the medicines. We show trust and confidence in all these things of the earth. But the one true person that we should give all our trust and confidence, we don't give. Even if we do give, it's a little. And a little is not enough, because that's what he says, O ye of little faith. Verse 31, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Don't worry about what you should eat, drink, or clothe. For after all these things do the other people seek after. For your heavenly Father knows that you have need of all these things. Yahuwah knows you need money to pay rent. You need money to do this. You need money to buy food, to buy clothes. I mean, you don't even have to be in rent. If you trust Yahuwah, Yahuwah can put you up. He can put you around a brother or sister. He can make you get a house. He can make even your enemy barak you. He can make even your enemy present a gift to you. Someone can come up and find favor. The same way we saw with the children of Yasharah in Egypt. When Yahuwah told them to take silver and gold from the Egyptians, did that happen? Did the Egyptians give them? Yes, they did. They gave them some of their silver and their gold. Yahuwah can do it for you as well. He can allow someone to just see you, have this liking for you, and say, you know what? You know, I have this extra house that I don't want. I don't have any children, whatever the case may be. I'm going to give it to you. They can give you a business. They can give you whatever. But you got to put that trust in Yahuwah. And you most of all have to be patient. Look at our meals today. We're hustling on the street, giving in to drugs, we're in the prisons, or we're killing each other. Or we're living our lives to please females, chasing after females, instead of chasing after righteousness, chasing after Yahuwah. Let's move on to the next verse, the favorite verse, 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahuwah. Seek first the kingdom of Yahuwah and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow, the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. You don't need to worry. Yahuwah will provide for you. He will take care of you. Let's jump to chapter 10 and let me show you. Now in chapter 10, Yahusha called these 12 persons and made them shalakim, which means sent ones, the apostles as you know them as. And he told them what to do. So verse 7, he says, as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of Yahuwah is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give. Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, neither scrap for your journey, neither 2 quarts, neither shoes, nor yet staves. For the workman is worthy of his meat. But wait, Yahuwah is not telling them to go and be fishers of fishes, or to go and build tents, or to go and work at regular jobs. He's telling them to do what? To go and proclaim his truth, to preach his truth, to heal the sick, cast out devils, to do his work. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yah and his righteousness. That's what he's saying. This is after chapter 6. This is chapter 10. And in whatsoever city or town you shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till you go thence. So Yahuwah has already made preservations. That's why he told them, don't worry about money, clothes, and all things. I've already made someone prepare a stay for you. When you go into that city, there will be someone there who will shelter you, who will give you shelter, give you clothes and food. You don't need to worry about that. He will use people, his children and even the enemies, to provide for us. Yahuwah has already made some people possessors of things. Yahuwah has already made some people in the world wealthy, really wealthy. There are some persons that Yahuwah made wealthy that they don't have to work anymore, that Yahuwah will use to provide for you if you just trust and obey it. Do his will, trust him. That's all you got to do. The same way I had to trust him, the same way the apostles right here, they had to trust him. They didn't have jobs. Remember, they were fishers of man. They were fishermen. And Yahuwah told them to drop the net, to walk away. They walked away from these jobs. They walked away. Abraham walked away from his father and the land that he knew, his home, his country. He walked away from it. He had to trust Yahuwah. When Ayub lost everything, Ayub had to trust Yahuwah. Why are we so afraid to do that in today's life? Do you think anything is new today? Do you think what we're experiencing today is different from what they experienced, Abraham experienced, Moses experienced, Job experienced? No. The scripture says in Ecclesiastes, nothing is new under the sun. The prophets and the righteous ancestors, they went through these things that we're going through today. So it's not new. We have no excuse. Let's scroll down to verse 34 real quick and read it one time. Yahuwah says, think not that I am come to send shalom on earth. I came not to send shalom, but a sword. For I came to put at variance. Wait, did I finish all the chapters? Did I read all the way down to verse 22? Wait, I wasn't finished. Yeah, all right, let's go back up. Let's go back up. Let's read. So Yahuwah says, when you come into a house, salute it. And if the host be worthy, let your shalom come upon it. But if it's not worthy, let your shalom return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust off your feet. Aman, I say unto you, it shall be more terrible for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You got to be careful. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. Some people are only out designed to hurt you, to pull you down to the pit. I already told you. I experienced that in the world and in the truth. Persons have came around trying to make it seem as if they really cared about me. I had my best interest at heart, or had the ministry's best interest at heart. They were about each other, brother and sister and all that stuff, but it was not. They were only about themselves, only about the enemy's agenda. I've seen it before. This is why Yahuwah says, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. You got to be wise. You got to be careful. Beware of people, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the other people. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given to you in the same hour what you shall speak. For it is not you that speak, but the Ruach of Yahuwah, your Father, which speaks in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And you shall be hated of all people for my name's sake. But he that endures to the end shall be delivered, redeemed. Let's now go to verse 34. Think not that I came to send shalom on earth. I came not to send shalom, but a sword. For I come to put at variance a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be those of his own household. Remember, earlier on we read in in Jubilees, that Yahuwah says he's going to make us what? Separated. This is nothing new that Yahusha is doing. This is something that he did from creation times, that he has separated his people from the other people. Why? The scripture says bad manners corrupt bad company rather corrupt right manners. Have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness. But it goes, and why is Yahuwah saying this? If you have one spoiled fruit amongst pure fruits that are not spoiled, what's going to happen to the rest? The one spoiled fruit is going to cause the other fruits to be spoiled as well. This is why Yahuwah says to Marsha, get up, crime is in the camp. And this is why Yahuwah had to purge out Yasharal throughout time, up to this day, for the righteous sake. Yahuwah is not going to allow, because of the unrighteous, the righteous to suffer, because of what they are doing, the wicked rather. He's going to allow the righteous to suffer. No, Dawood said this. From he was a child to know he's a man, he has never seen the righteous forsaken by Yahuwah. He will not forsake us. He will not leave us nor forsake us. That's his promise. That's his word. He's a fair and righteous judge. He will judge fairly. He will not just say, all right, everyone is guilty. Everyone's at fault. I mean, I remember when this happened to me as a child growing up in school, in these schools, in these consecration camps. I remember when you would have some teachers, people don't most would do this, but you would have some teachers, you would be in a class because they would mix, the ones that are trying to do their best with the ones that really don't want to do their best. But they do that so that we can help the ones who don't want to do anything. But here's the problem. No, when the ones who are disruptive, who are unruly, misbehaving, when they mess up or act out in the class, instead of the teacher, I've seen it here in Jamaica. I don't know about America. I think they would try to single out that student and put them in detention and all that stuff. But let's just say then if it's a case where the teacher is not in the room at the time, but they know the misbehaving children or students. So I've seen here in Jamaica what they would do is instead of punishing the students that are misbehaving, they would punish the whole classroom. So the right will suffer with the bad. The right will suffer because of the bad. The right will suffer with the bad. Even though you have changed, you are trying to do your best, they will allow you to suffer as well. That's wrong. You should use the right ones as an example for the bad ones to show them, hey, if you don't want me to punish you, if you don't want detention or anything, then look at them, be like them. Don't give trouble, don't disrupt, behave, do your work, whatever the case may be. That's what Yahuwah is doing. He's using us as a light of this world to be the example to show us, not to show us rather, but to show those who are not of his, who are not righteous, how they should live, and to show them the rewards and the benefit of living this way, of being his people. That's what he's doing. So he has separated us so that the unrighteous can see us easily and identify us easily. But if you don't accept this as well, well, guess what? You will be given in to coexist. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to pull us all together. The enemy wants to mix the righteous with the unrighteous. Why? Because he wants to corrupt the righteous. He wants to spoil those right fruits. This is why Yahuwah had to cut them off time and time again, so that the wicked don't take over us. They don't conquer us. Go read Shamut, Exodus 23, verses 20 onwards, especially the last few verses. Yahuwah says, little by little will he get rid of them. Why? So that the beasts of the field don't overcome us and kill us. So the beasts of the field, they will have persons to feed on, and then the unrighteous, they will hunt them, kill them, and all that stuff. So there will be a balance. Yahuwah is not going to allow the unrighteous ones to spoil the righteous one. Why? If he allows that, he would be at fault. He would then know we can all point fingers at Yahuwah. Yahuwah, it's your fault. You should have separated me. You should have warned me. You should have told me. You should have made a way out. Yahuwah is not going to allow that. But our problem is because of what we have invested in that person. Oh, I've known this person for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. We are too afraid to tell our brothers or our sisters or our family or our friends the truth. We are too afraid to stand, especially males. I'm talking to males. We are too afraid to stand for righteousness' sake. We are too focused and worried about our G's and our friends and our families. Oh, we won't look like a man if we do this thing. We look like dorks. We look like geeks. That's what the world made it seem if we do these things. That's what we'll look. That's what the world says. That's not what Yahuwah says. That's why they're attacking the household. And in the household, they're attacking the males most, and the males first. That's why in most broken homes, when you look at these homes, you realize, one, the father is missing, or he's in prison, or he's doing drugs, or he's out chasing females, or there's just a broken structure. The mother is not in the picture, or the father is abusive, whatever the case may be. In most broken homes, it's always because of the broken structure. The father not operating and walking in the role that he should be walking in, and the mother as well. Remember the word Abba. The word Abba means strength of the house. The father is the strength of the house. If you take away the strength of the house, what's going to happen to the house? The house is going to fall. The father is the head of the house. If you take away the head out of the families, out of the house, the homes, the families will fall. That's why society is so broken. We have taken out the main head. We have taken out the main father, who is Yahuwah. We have taken out Yahuwah out of our lives, and that's why this world is so broken today. We have no one to blame but ourselves. Verse 37. He that loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. He that loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He that does not take his staff and follows after me is not worthy of me. He that finds his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. That's our problem. We don't love Yahuwah more than everything else, everyone and everything else. We love our lives, our wives, our sons, our daughters, our jobs, our situations, money, well, whatever the case may be. We love all these things more than we love Yahuwah. And our actions show that. So if you want changes in your life, males, I'm talking to you males, if you want changes in your life, changes in your marriage, changes in your home, you got to be the change. You got to be that change. You got to stand in your role as a man in Yahuwah. Let me show you cases where you will see that even the apostles, they were provided for. Let's go to the book of Acts real quick. Then we're going to go to two final books, Barak Yahuwah. Acts chapter 2, verse 38 onward. Now this is where Peter or Kappa was preaching after he received the Ruach HaKodesh, that on the day of Pentecost, Shabbat / first fruits. Now verse 38, then Kappa said unto them, repent and be immersed, every one of you, in the name of Yahuwah Yahusha, for the remission of crimes, and you shall receive the gift of the Ruach HaKodesh. For the promise is unto you and to your children and to all that are afar off, even as a lot as Yahuwah Eloheinu, our power, shall call. And with a lot of other words, not this word, mighty one's name. That's why this English word is one of few words that pronounces with an E, M-E-N-I or Y. Notice every other word that spells M-A, like machine. Look at machine, or Mach, or mall, mall. They all pronounce ma. This one is one of few, not sure of any other ones, but there are others out there that pronounce M-E. And this is his name in the Abri tongue as well. M-A-N-Y, which pronounces M-E-N-I. He's a mighty one. He's an idol. So with a lot of other words are much, and with much other words did he testify and exhort, saying, redeem yourselves from this perverse nation. Then they that gladly received, that chose to receive his words, were immersed. And the same day there were added unto them about 3,000 souls. And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in Paul's prayers. And fear came upon every soul, and much wonders and signs were done by the apostles. And all that believed together, and all that believed were together, and had all things common, or in common. Verse 45. And sold their possessions and their stocks, and parted them to all mankind, or people. Every man had need, who had need according to their needs. And they continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house, did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising Yahuwah and having favor with all the people. And Yah added to the called assembly daily such as should be delivered, redeemed. RUMAMUYAHUAH. Let's jump to chapter 4 real quick, verse 32 to the end. RUMAMUYAHUAH. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul. We keep seeing that. One mind, one heart, one soul. They all believed the same thing. It was not two beliefs. Not two Shabbats, not three Shabbats, not Trinity. They believed one thing. One group of feast days, one Shabbat, all that stuff. not coexist, not agree to disagree. None of them. Neither sent any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things common. So if one owned a house, they didn't say, "Oh, this is my house. This is our house. We're brothers and sisters. We're a family." If there's a brother or sister in need that doesn't have anywhere to stay, you can come stay with me. This is our house. This is Yah's house. Yah gave me this house. Because remember, these things are not forever. The house, the car, the money, all these things, they're not forever. It's temporary. But the things to come after are forever. So we're just pilgrims passing through. So we should share with one another, look out for one another, not see it as an issue, not see it as a problem that I've experienced several times in the past. Why? Because so much people today are still hurt because of religion. Whenever someone in the truth should mention money, the first thing people will try to say, "Oh, he's all about money." Or why is it about money? Why? There's nothing about the scripture that talks about money. Or they always try to find something. Why? Because they're still hurt by what religion did to us, by what these pastors did to us in religion. These pastors that robbed us of our money. Why? Because it was of the curses. It was because of our disobedience. It's not the pastor's fault. It's our fault. We disobeyed. We didn't listen. We gave them our money. We didn't have to. None of these pastors held a gun to our heads and says, "Give me your money or else you're going to die." Yes, they may have used some scriptures in fear, like especially the main scripture, Malachi 3, if how can a man rob God? By robbing means tithes and an offering. That's the main scriptures that they will use to keep us in fear and bondage. And I understand we didn't give in, but this is why Yahuwah says in 2 Timothy 2, verse 15, study to show yourself approved unto Yah. That's what I had to do when I came into religion. I had to study, read the Bible for myself, seek the Most High for myself. And that's what led me to some really beautiful truth and righteous people, and led me away from religion, from the lies of this world. So this is the problem today. We're still hurt by people who robbed from us, from people who used us to get money, to gain profits and all this stuff. But we're looking at it all the wrong way. Yahuwah says it's better to give than to receive. At the end of the day, no one can say someone wasn't there to help them. You offered your help, you offered your time, you offered instructions, corrections, whatever it is, righteousness, a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen to, whatever it is, a voice. You offered help. What they do with that help is on them. If they want to use that help against you, they want to spread rumors, lies about you, they want to use whatever, or they want to take it and throw it down the pit, they want to trample on it, that's on them. Yahuwah will judge them and hold them accountable for that. But you did your part so that when that day of judgment comes, they can say to Yahuwah, "Yahuwah, no one cared, no one loved me, no one tried to help me. You didn't send love, Yahuwah. You didn't send someone to warn me." Yahuwah will be like, "Nope, that's a lie. I sent my prophet, my son, my daughter, to tell you not to do this, to show you what to do, to show you love, to show you that I care." I heard Ezekiel said this in his song. "I want to give to the homeless to show them that you care, Yahuwah, that you, Yahuwah, care." That's why we do it. That's why we give. That's why we show love. That's why we present the truth, give in whatever way we can. It doesn't have to be financially, but if it is financially and we can give financially, what's the problem? Why is it a problem today? Because we are allowing the enemy, we are allowing the hurts of our past, we're allowing the hurt that people did to us in our past to affect our present and our future. This is something that we did with choosing the right people. Because we chose the wrong persons, know when the right people come, we are too afraid. We push them away because we start to assume they are the wrong ones. That's what the enemy did. The enemy sent these wrong persons in our lives to mess us up, so that when the right ones come, we don't see them as the right one. We see them as the not right ones. That's what the enemy did to us. That's something that he did in our minds. So when the right ones come now, it's so hard for us to tell if this person is genuine, if this person has a true heart, a true motive. We can't tell. But Yahuwah says, by their fruits you shall know them. I mean, it's right here. It's in the book of Acts. Acts is in the book of Matthew. It's in the book of Acts. The apostles, the disciples, these believers, they had no problem in giving. They had no problem in selling their possession and giving and looking out for brothers and sisters, looking out for the poor. So why is it a problem today? Don't allow your mistakes, the mistakes of the past, to mess up your present or your future, everyone. Don't allow Ashatan to do that. Ashatan always sends the counterfeits in our lives to mess us up. I mean, he almost worked with me. After so many wrong persons coming into my life, so many wrong females, I almost pushed away the right ones. But I had to say, you know what? I need to separate from this thought. And I started to look at it in this perspective because this is what Yahuwah gave. My son, at the end of the day, do what you have to do. Help. Give. Do what needs to be done. Hold your role as a man. Look out, correct. Yes, people will hate you. People will say things against you. They did it to me. They did it to Yahusha. That's what he said to me. They did it to him. They did it to me, my son. They're going to do it to you as well. Understand this. I already prophesied and told you. Because of righteousness' sake, because of my name's sake. The flesh doesn't like correction. The flesh loves to do things its way. So yes, you will lose friends along the way, especially in this walk. You will lose friends and family. That's guaranteed. Yahusha says, it is inevitable that stumbling blocks will come. Offenses will happen, will come. But woe unto who the offenses comes through. Woe unto them. So don't allow the wrong ones, Kadashim, people of Yahuwah, to push away the right ones in your lives that are going to show up. Look at their fruits. Don't jump to conclusion without testing, without investigating, without proving the person. That's what we did in our past. We listened to what the person was saying and looked at a few things the person did. I mean, it's just like what I said regarding a man and a woman. A man will say some stuff, will say what you want to hear, and they will do certain stuff, but do they really mean it? It's the same thing with a woman as well. When a woman wants to get what she wants, she'll dress a certain way, say and do the right stuff to get what she wants as well. The same thing that goes vice versa. Don't allow this to happen anymore, Kadashi. By their fruits, their actions, you shall know them. Prove all things. Test every spirit. Don't be quick to assume or quick to judge. Test the person. Their fruits will reveal them. That's why Yahuwah says, do not be quick to jump or receive an accusation. Look into it. Did Solomon quick to receive an accusation? No, he looked into it. Test every spirit. And do not let, because of compassion, wrong compassion, being over compassionate, it leads you astray. You can show pity to the enemy by doing this. There's something I heard Yeshai said that I never understood at the time when he said it, because this was long ago when I was coming into the walk that I heard him say it. He says, be careful of the pity that we show some people, that we show some persons in our life. We can unknowingly be pitying the devil. I never understood what Yeshai meant when he said that. I never understood really what he said because I never experienced showing pity to the wrong person. Yes, you can show love, correct, do it in meekness and all that stuff. But there's a certain person that you show it unto. Remember, we read in Deuteronomy 13, go read it. Yahuwah says, any person that pulls you away, your eye should not pity that person. Why? if you pity that person, then what will happen? You will not tell them the truth. You will not do what is right. You will now start to compromise Yahuwah because you're trying to please the person and not Yahuwah. Verse 33, and with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of Adonai Yahusha, and great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them, that lacked, for as a lot were, or much were as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the prices of the things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. And Joseph, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolation, a Levite, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it and brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet. So we saw this. It's nothing. Now let's jump to final few scriptures, 2 more scriptures, and we're out. Barak Yahuwah. No, this is a bit long, but it's necessary. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Let's read 1 to 10, and let's read this with a better understanding now. Now, Paul is saying, be ye followers of me, as I also am of Mashiach. He's a follower of Mashiach. He imitated and followed Mashiach, so that's what he said. If you follow his examples, you'll be following the Messiah's examples, because that's who he follows. So Paul is not saying to worship him or to follow his examples only. He says follow him, and by following him, you will be following Mashiach. Why? Because he is a follower of Mashiach. It's easy. Verse 2, Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. The head of the woman is the man. Head of Hamashiach, Yahuwah. Yahuwah is Yahusha. Every man prophesying, every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. Who is his head again? Yahuwah Yahusha. So is that saying if a man wears a cap, that's what we were told in religion? Nope. If you cover your head having another head covering, having another head of authority, if Yahuwah is our head, remember there are two sides, two masters. If there are two masters, if Yahuwah is not your head, then that means the enemy, the devil, is your head. You have dishonored Yahuwah, your true head. So if you're praying or prophesying without your head covering, without Yahuwah being your head, being in your life, then you're dishonoring Yahuwah. But every woman that prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head. Who is her head? Her man. For that is even one as if she were shaven. This is not talking about head covering. Or head wraps, rather. Head wraps. Read the context of the scriptures coming down. Stop allowing so-called teachers to give you one scripture to say, this is talking about a head wrap. And then what a lot of females would do, again, going with breaking the structure apart, the family structure apart, or Yahuwah designed to be man and woman, man being the head. No woman feels as if because they had a head wrap, that's their head covering. Now they can teach do whatever without having a man, a head covering, a physical man, head covering. Read the context, read the verses coming down, and you will see the context of this. And I'm going to show you more proof. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and the esteem of Yahuwah. But the woman is the esteem of the man, or the honor of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause, listen verse 10 carefully. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the messengers. No, can a head wrap give you power? Think about it, females. Can a head wrap give you power? No, we cannot. What power is it talking about? A man. Because remember, these messengers, they saw these females and laid with them. Because these females had husbands that did not stand in their roles. So do you see why no males? It's important to stand. You're going to be bold. You can't be scared. You can't doubt. Doubt is not of Yahuwah. Being scared is not of Yahuwah. You gotta be bold. You gotta be brave in Yahuwah. If you don't do this, then this is why there will be so much broken families, broken homes. Your wives will be led astray. This is why females are having a hard time to find righteous males out there because they're not seeing enough males standing their grounds. That's why some of these females, they would do videos, teachers, because they're not seeing righteous videos being promoted and being done. Or as much. They're not seeing as much as we. That's why some females will even want to turn to other females, and that's why some females will have no problem being in polygamy, being with another man that has another woman or multiple women, females. Because we as male, we are feeling in our positions. We are not walking in our rules. Barak Yahuwah. So the head of every man, the head covering, the authority, the power of every man is Yahuwah. The head authority, power of every woman is the man. If you did not know this, males and females, go look it up for yourself. Yahuwah says, if a woman makes a vow unto Yahuwah to say that this is what she's going to do the next day, let's say she did not consult her husband. She made a vow to Yahuwah, this is what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to get up, I'm going to clean her, I'm going to head around here to do this, whatever the case may be, without acknowledging her head, asking her head about it. And the head, Yahuwah instructs the head to do something and then get up the next day and say, the wife's going to be like, oh, I'm going to do this. The husband has the right to nullify the vow that you have made to Yahuwah, which means the vow that you have made will be broken. Yahuwah will not hold you against it or for it. Yahuwah will not hold that vow against you because your power, your head authority has broken it. This is something that's not really been taught, that's not really been taught out there. But as males, if we make a vow, the only person that can break it is Yahuwah. That's why Yahuwah told us to be careful of the vows that we make on earth, that your yes be yes and your no be no. But as females, if you make a vow to Yahuwah, Yahuwah, I vow to you that this is what I will do tomorrow, but your male, your husband, whoever, sees that there is something else that's more important to do, and you say to them, but I've already made a vow to Yahuwah, he has the right, he can break, nullify that vow. Why? Because he's your head covering, not your head cloth, head wrap. Again, this is not an attack. This is just correction. This is edification. We didn't know this, so we do things that we didn't know. So someone has to tell us the truth. Someone has to do it. So don't stone the messenger. Find a scripture that we're heading to get a better understanding of some more rules in Yahuwah, especially as males. Let's jump to the book of 1 Timothy. But before we jump to the Amplified version, let's read it from the Sefer and let's see what it says. 1 Timothy 3, we're going to read from verse 1 to 13, then we're through. So this says, this is a true saying. If a man desires the office of an elder, he desires a right work. An elder then must be blameless, the man of one woman, vigilant, discerning, aware, always on the watch. Vigilant, discerning, aware, watchful. sober of right behavior, given to hospitality, appropriate or available to teach, able to teach, appropriate, able to teach, not given to wine nor striker, no striker, not greedy of filthy lurk, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that rules well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the called out assembly of Yahuwah? Not a novice, which means new convert, least being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a right report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. Likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, half-truthers, not given to much wine, not greedy of wealth, holding the mystery of the faith in pure conscience. And let these also first be proved. Then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. Even so must their wives, females, be grave, not slanderous, sober, faithful in all things. Let the deacons be the males of one woman, not polygamy, ruling their children and their own houses well. For they that have used the office of a deacon will purchase to themselves right degree and great boldness in the faith in which is in YAHUSHA HaMashiach. Now let's go to the Amplified version to read this. The Amplified, I'm reading from the Amplified Classic version. Verse 1, it says, 1 Timothy 3, verse 1, same scripture. The saying is true and irrefutable. If a man eagerly seeks the office of a bishop, superintendent, or overseer, an elder, he desires an excellent task or work. Now, a bishop, superintendent, overseer must give no grounds for accusation, but must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, circumspect and temperate, and self-control. He must be sensible and well-behaved, and dignified, and lead an orderly, disciplined life. He must be hospitable, showing love for and being a friend to the believers, especially strangers and foreigners, and be an capable and qualified teacher, not given to wine, nor combative, but gentle and considerate, not quarrelsome, but forbearing, and harmful, and not a lover of money, insatiable for wealth, and ready to obtain it by questionable means, which means you compromise, go out of your way to make money. So you must be ready to obtain it by questionable means, by righteous way. You must not be a lover of money, going out of your way to make money, doing things that we know we should not be doing. He must rule his own household well, keeping his children under control with true dignity, commanding their respect in every way and commanding them respectfully. For if a man does not know how to rule his own household, how is he to take care of the assembly of Yahuwah? He must not be a new convert, or he might develop a beclouded and stupid state of mind as the result of pride, being blinded by conceit, and fall into condemnation that the devil once did. Isaiah 14:12-14. This is why I love the Amplified Classic version, because it will tell you where it's quoting the scriptures from. And you can go read it to make sure. Furthermore, he must have a righteous reputation and be well thought of by those outside of the assembly, lest he become involved in slander and incur in reproach and fall into the devil's trap. In like manner, the deacons must be worthy of respect, not shifty and double talkers, but sincere in what they say and not given to much wine, not greedy for base gain, craving wealth and resorting to ignoble, dishonest methods of getting it. They must possess the mystic secret of the faith. Not going to say this nonsense. With a clear conscience. And let them also be tried and investigated and proved for first. Then, if they turn out to be above reproach, let them serve as deacons. The females, or the wives likewise, must be worthy of respect and serious, not gossipers, but temperate and self-controlled, thoroughly trustworthy in all things. Let deacons be the husbands of but one wife, and let them manage their children and their own household well. For those who perform well as deacons acquire a right standing or righteous standing for themselves, and also gain much confidence and freedom and boldness in the belief, amunah, which is in Yahusha HaMashiach. So this is the rule of being a bishop, overseer, and elder, of being an attendant. Another word for deacon is attendant. There are certain requirements. You must not be a gossiper, slanderer. You must have self-control. You must learn how to handle situation. We saw this with Solomon. Solomon rightly handled the situation. He did not jump to conclusion without proof, without evidence, without tests. As Yahusha said, even regarding the deacons, he said they must be first investigated, tried, and proven. If they are found to be righteous, then they can be given. So in all things, we must test the spirits. That's what Yahuwah says. Let's go there real quick. I'm not going to right way. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Let's read verse 19. Do not quench, suppress, or subdue the spirit. Do not spurn the gifts and utterance of the prophets. Do not depreciate the prophetic revelations, nor despise inspired instructions or exhortation or warning. But, verse 21, what does it says? But test and prove all things until you can recognize what is right. So that you hold fast to. So in all things, we must test the spirits, test everything, prove. I mean, look at the situation with Solomon, where the two females came and said, this is hers child. What did Solomon did? He tested who was true, tested. He investigated. He wanted proof before making a decision, before choosing. So as males, this is our role in Yahuwah's kingdom. This is what we need to be doing to have a better home, to have better lives. We need to be walking in our roles as males. Because as you can see, this is lacking today. This is lacking. There's not a lot of males that do these things. Only a few. This is lacking today. We need more males to stand their ground, to be bolder in Yahuwah, and to do it righteously, to live righteously in Yahuwah. We need more bishops, more elders, more deacons, true bishops, true elders, true deacons, that will do things the right way, the way Yahuwah tells us to do it, according to scripture, according to precepts, according to Torah, not according to what we think, not according to what someone tells us, not according to what the devil tells us, not according to what this world shows us or tells us to do it, not according to how we think it should be done, but according to how the scripture tells us we should be doing. Yes, people will say things against you. They will call you all kind of names and say all this nonsense. I've heard it before. I've heard persons tell me, oh, that's the problem with me. I don't do things Because people don't do things my way, I get mad, I get mean, and all this stuff. It's not my way. I'm showing you the scriptures. I'm reading the scriptures. I'm telling you about Yah's way. My way is Yahuwah's way. My way is Yahuwah's way. It's not about me. It's about Yahuwah. I'm about Yahuwah's way. So if you're not doing things Yahuwah's way, I am going to talk. I am going to speak up. We need to stand our rules as males in a right way, properly, and be bold. We cannot allow fear to cripple us. We got to be careful of the compassions that we show, because we can unknowingly be compassionate or be given a pitiful eye to seducing spirits, to the enemy that will cripple us and that will destroy us. I've had so much Cameroon that did these things, and later on in the end tried to push witchcraft on me, tried to push me to a place where to get me to serve mighty ones. I've had persons told me that crystals are okay. Crystals can be used for healings and all kind of stuff. And I asked the person, show me in scriptures where it says crystals are to be used for healing. It says that we are supposed to pray, lift our faith. Our faith will make us whole. By your faith, you are healed. Praying, if there's any sick among you, let them call upon the elders and let them pray. The effective fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. By your faith, you are healed. That person is healed. All this stuff. By obedience. So show me in scripture. Yes, crystals is in scriptures, but show me scriptures where it's used for healing. You'll never find it. It says the herbs, what physical thing it says that will be used as healing or herbs or medicines is herbs, not crystals. But the thing is, what I'm trying to show you is that person, that female, came in such a very subtle and sweet, loving, kind way. All you gotta do is continue to test the spirit. Even Zug sent this in one of his songs, in Occupied. The song Occupied by Zug. Go listen. Even though they call you still test them though. Anyone can come and call you or Uti. Anyone can come and say they serve Yahuwah, but you got to test them. By their fruits, you will truly know if they're willing to sacrifice all that they have to serve Yahuwah, if they're willing to walk away from the things of this world. Not everyone is willing. And if they're not willing to walk away from the world, what does Yahuwah says? Anyone that does not love him more than their mother, father, possessions is not worthy of him. They are not worthy. So why would you continue to be around someone that's not willing to let go of the things of the world, that has shown you that they are not willing? Understand this, males in Yahuwah and the ones to come. You will come across persons that will not be willing to let go of the things of the world, to let go of the world. You will come across people. Do not allow, because of these persons, you change and try to do things to please them and water down the truth. Always stand for the truth, even when you're hated. Even if you are the only person doing it, always stand for the truth. Do not change because of people. Do not try to live your life to please people. Live your lives to please Yahuwah, and your lives will be better. Barak Yahuwah, Yahusha, Allahu. So this is understanding the rule of a man. And there's more regarding to the rules of in Yahuwah that we will cover in another video. But I just wanted to come across this one because I've done understanding the rule of a woman. But it's not just the females that don't understand their rules. It's males as well. They don't understand their rules. And we need to be told. Someone needs to speak up. Someone needs to share it, to say it, to do it. A lot are called, much are called, but only few are chosen. Broad is the road that leads to destruction, and there's a lot that is on that road. Straight and narrow is the road that leads to eternal life, and only few find it. It's not about the numbers. It's about the righteous seeds, the righteous fruits. That's what it's about. Righteous fruits. By their fruits you shall know them. So operate in the role that you should be doing, meals in Yahuwah and the ones to come. Operate in your role and you will be fine in the sight and eyes of Yahuwah. Yahuwah will fight for you. He will protect you. He will provide for you. He will do all these things. He knows what you need. Do his will and he will take care of you. Barak Yahuwah. Things will be better. Trust Yahuwah. Trust Yahuwah. Do not allow the enemy to keep you in the state of fear anymore. Trust Yahuwah. Take that leap of faith that Abraham took in Yahuwah, where he had to walk away from his country and his family and all that stuff. Take that same leap of faith in your life today to trust Yahuwah. Because this is his word, this is his promise. Barak Yahuwah, Hallelujah. Thank you, Abba Yahuwah. Thank you for your words of truth. Thank you, Vino, for this wonderful message that you have given us, this needed instruction, this needed correction, this needed rebuke that you have given us today. RUMAMUYAHUAH, Hallelujah. Barak Yahuwah. So this is understanding the role of a man. All the males out there that needs to understand their role. Thank you, Yahuwah, for this day. Thank you for your day of rest. Thank you for your promises. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your truth. Thank you, Yahuwah. We cannot say thank you enough, Yahuwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Barak Yahuwah. And I'd like also to say thank you to everyone that has shown support to us, has liked the channel, shared, supported in any way that you have. We thank you a lot for the support. It's truly appreciated. Thank you a lot for the help. Thank you a lot just for being there, just for sharing, just for being bold in Yahuwah. Know that you are not alone in this. You have Kadashims out there. You have righteous ones with you. One can chase 1,000, two can put 10,000 to flight. You have brothers and sisters that are out there that will pray for you, help you, correct you. Continue to fight the right fight of Yahuwah and endure to the end. Let us endure to the end, everyone. Thank you, Yahuwah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Barak Yahuwah. Allah, you have a Baruch Shabbat and a Baruch week in Yahuwah Yahusha to come. And that Yahuwah will continue to Barak you. And that he will continue to guard you in these challenging times that we're in right now. These challenging situations that we're going through, that we're faced right now. In these times of testings and trials. May Yahuwah's hand and Ruach HaKodesh continue to be with you and fight for you and deliver you. Ba'asham Yahusha. Hallelujah. This is Watchman Nazar Yahu signing out on behalf of Yahuwah's Chosen People Assembly. And we wish you a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat Shalom. Hallelujah. Rumamu Yahuwah. Rak Yahuwah.